Okay, I'm starting fresh here. I've closed without saving and then opened sample text again. We're going to continue with the ruler discussion, and let me get over here and kind of redo that little bit, that last little bit. I was interrupted by a telephone call. So we have an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, 1-inch margins on each side, so therefore that leaves 6.5 inches, right? So 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches. Each of these little divisions is 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so we can do things with that ruler. And by the way, down the left-hand side, you can see the same thing. It's an 11-inch paper. It's got let's see, from 0 to 9.5. So that's a 0.75, right? 0.75 top, 0.75 bottom. And let's take a look at that. So the layout tells us what the margins are, right? The layout tab has things like page size, so I can change the size if I want to. I can insert breaks, I can control whether it's portrait or landscape. Margins are here. I can set those. There's some presets, or I can do them manually. And then a couple of other things here that we may look at. Document elements, so inserting pages and page breaks, table of contents we'll take a look at, and so forth. Okay, well, this references thing is very powerful. We'll take a look at that as well. And we'll also take a look at tables and how do you control them and so forth. Okay, but let's go back to this ruler. I can set tabs on this ruler. That's the main thing that I can do with this. Okay? So right now I have this paragraph. I'm going to look at this first paragraph here. Remember, I can center it or right justify. But what if I want to maybe I want to tab this in, right? I want to tab this in to, let's say, let it start at 3/4 of an inch right here. Okay, well, how do I do that? Well, there's a set of tabs that are available to us over here on the left. I can pull that down. See, right now the left justified tab is active. So when I click on the ruler where I want the left justified tab to be, see that little icon appears, and now when I tab this line, see it tabs right to that point. Now I can move that around to wherever I want, right? Okay. And if I want to get rid of that and just go, well, here, hold on now. All I have to do is just click and drag off, and it goes away. Okay. By the way, this little, well, let's see. Oh, no. Never mind. All right. So now, what if I wanted to center it? Let's say I don't want to center it on the page. I want to center it, let's say, on 4 inches. So I can make that second one active. Whoops. I want to make the second one active, and I want to click in the ruler and set it right there. So when I tab, notice now this text is centered on 4 inches. Right? And I can move that if I want to. Whatever I want to do. So I'm going to take that off for now. What if I wanted to right justify it? See, I can do that and set the tab, let's say, at 5 inches. Now it's right justified on 5 inches. And of course, move that around if I want to. Now there's another kind of tab that doesn't work too well with text, but if I have a list of numbers, that I want to align, I want them to align according to the decimal point. So what I'm going to do here is highlight these paragraphs and then set the decimal tab, and let's say 3.5 inches for now. So when I tab these over now, they align according to this decimal tab. Very nice feature. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of these because they don't belong in the text. Now let's move on. I said I wanted to take a look at inserting stuff. Okay, so we're going to insert The first thing we're going to insert is a title page. Very nice thing to have. Instead of this, see, this is kind of the shorthand version. All this information is really introductory information, which could go on a design report or a technical paper. It could be on a title page. So let's go over here, and I think it's document elements. See, here's a cover. I can insert a cover page. Come on now. There we go. And I'm going to just do a simple one for now. And the title is Research Work Plan, the document title. I'm not going to fool around too much with this. You can do this yourself. Research Plan, and the actual title of the thing is this. So I can just copy that and paste it up here. I'm not being fussy at all. And then the authors, G. Spring, UMR, and Berkler, UMC. I'm being very sloppy because, you know, the content really isn't important for me, right? So, all right, and we're going to do an objective instead of an abstract. Often you'll do an abstract instead, but let's call it objective. By the way, we don't need that because we're going to change this. There we go. All right. So and I can change the formatting of these lines if I want to. I can change this to, you know, some other kind of font, for example. So I can pull that down and do a Cambria 14. If I don't like the looks of what's there. Now I've got all this information on the title page, so I don't need it anymore. But what I do need is an extra, well, I don't need an extra page, never mind. So we're going to do a heading 1 here again. I had erased this under Styles. Heading 1. And I'm just going to do a couple of them, just so you can see why I'm doing this. So I'll just do 3 of them. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want a table of contents here. So document elements, table of contents, insert. Look, I can base the table of contents on heading 1 style. So anything that has heading 1 formatting gets plugged into the table of contents. What the nice thing about this, of course, is that it keeps track of the pages. I don't have to go searching, where did I put that action plan? Oh, that's on page 3. Now, of course, I don't have page numbers here, so I need to insert page numbers. And the simplest thing is to use the default, the right justified on the bottom of the page. I can format that if I want to. But I'm just going to use the standard setting for now. So see, now I have page numbers. Okay, so now let's see. We're running a little bit out of time. I'm going to go to a third video for inserting pictures and texts and stuff like that. Okay.